What if you decided to change the world one puppy at a time? Charlie Petrizzo had an ordinary childhood, but the events of his life would lead him to something extraordinary.
My childhood was a typical childhood. I was one of 3 boys. I was the middle boy. And I was, a typical kid who loved to run around and play and have fun with his brothers. And
the 3 children were all beautiful. We were very happy. They were all healthy.
Then at the age of 5, it all changed. While playing, Charlie chased a ball into the street and was hit by a car.
I ran out into the street. The ball went into the street. A car was coming. The car hit me, and it wasn't good. I believe the police took me to the hospital because they didn't want to wait because I was hurt so bad.
My first words, is he going to live? And the doctor says it's 50-50. Time went on, and Charlie started to recover like only Charlie could. His mother and I often said that knowing our 3 children, if it had to happen to one, the battler was Charlie. He would make it.
Charlie gets a dog, and the healing continues.
The one thing I really wanted was a dog. I fell in love with caring for it, nurturing it, teaching it things. But the dog kind of just changed my whole perspective. It was like I was happier. I was happy. I loved having the dog around. And I remember saying to either mom or dad or someone, someday I'm going to breed dogs like this. You know, Labrador Retrievers. I love this breed. I love Labradors. I'm going to breed these dogs.
But in his teens, Charlie's will to heal would be tested once again.
They wanted me to work on painting a house with one of the other workers. When we went to move the ladder toward the house, it got a bit unwieldy, and it pulled us, and it hit the wires before you knew it. And 36,000 volts just rushed through my body.
Obviously, I dropped everything I had and ran to the hospital.
I woke up in a hospital, and I looked down, and there was all this white stuff and packing and a smell, and it was dark.
And they brought me into the room. And I walked towards him, and I looked at him, and he looked at me, and he said, "I love you, Dad." Which hurt. Because it's hard to see your own son in that condition.
But I had burned nearly 70% of my body.
Anyway, time went on in the hospital, and just like always, Charlie was a fighter. And he just fought this thing tooth and nail.
You've been changed from someone who looks like this to someone who looks very different than the rest of society. And you're constantly thinking about that. But then on the other side, you know, I came home and there was that puppy who was now 4 years old. He was there for me every minute. His love was unconditional. It didn't matter what I looked like. It didn't matter what I smelled like. Didn't matter how I dressed. Didn't matter that I was coming home from a hospital with bandages on. My life seemed to brighten up again. That puppy came everywhere with me. He was my life. He made me happy. He healed me.
At that moment in Charlie's life, everything fell into place.
When I realized how the impact this puppy had on healing me, a light bulb went off. I said, that's it. That's my calling, my love of dogs. And my calling is to help children who are overcoming difficulties like I did, children who should never have to go through these things, to heal through the love of a dog.
Charlie has dedicated his life to helping children heal.
Or anybody who has a child with a disability or some kind of problem, that if we can help them in some way, it's kind of like paying it forward, and we can help them any way we can. And we've seen it where, you know, they've come back with their dog, and a child that was autistic that wouldn't look you in the face, wouldn't focus, wouldn't speak to you, is now looking at you and saying, "This is my dog, and what's your dog's name?" He'll carry on a conversation about his dog, and the puppies help you through that. I mean, they make everybody smile, so.
The goal is to match a specific dog's characteristics to a specific child's needs.
Watching what Charlie does and what he does with these handicapped children, I as a father couldn't be any prouder than I am. He is a role model to all of us. He's the kind of person that you would have to admire no matter whether you're his father or his friend. He gives. He just continually gives. And I am proud of him and love him for that.
My goal is to heal the world, one lab puppy at a time.
Please share Charlie's story of inspiration with others and visit our website to learn more about Charlie's Project to Heal.